Drag racing had grown into a big-time spectator sport by 1964. Winning at the drags was a big part of the Detroit car makers' marketing plans. Faced with new competition from Chrysler's Max Wedge and Hemi cars and the specially built Ford Thunderbolt, the Chevy 409 was finding it difficult to keep pace. Even the lightweight Z11s were struggling, but lack of power wasn't the reason. It was a management issue at General Motors.
Well, the infamous anti-racing edict of 1963 came down. And really what that made all of the performance divisions, and that mainly being Chevrolet and Pontiac, they had to provide most of their support through the back door.
In short order, most Chevrolet drivers found other rides with Ford or Chrysler. But out on the street, the Chevrolet Super Sport Impala was such a favorite with car buyers that its sales continued to increase, regardless of Chevy's no racing policy. 185,000 lucky buyers drove home in a new 64 Impala SS that year. The Impala Super Sport and all the other supercars of the early 60s were in for another surprise, and this one would eventually spell their demise. The surprise came in the form of a mid-sized two-door sedan with a very large engine. It was the 64 GTO, and it would run rings around the 409 and all the other big cars. The GTO started Detroit on a new way of thinking about performance cars. Its success in 1964 propelled all the other automakers to follow suit, and within a year, there was a new word in America's popular vocabulary: muscle car. And the word didn't mean the big cars of a few years earlier. The 409 stayed around for one more year, but in 1965, there was another performance engine under the hood of the hottest Chevys, the 396 Rat motor. Under development since 1963, it was the engine which had propelled Chevrolet to new records on the stock car tracks, and now it was ready to take on the world. This engine would prove to be everything the 409 was, and even more. And a new generation of super sport cars would carry not 409 badges, but SS 396 emblems. But they'd never replace the 409s in the hearts of their owners.
It is 6 inches longer than a Dodge Grand Caravan, and it weighs about close to 2 tons. So it's a Land Cruiser. It goes straight. It's great going straight. When you corner, you can feel the corners. But that's what cars were like in 1964.
I like a little bit of power. I like knowing there's a lot of steel wrapped around me. I like the way these cars look, and I guess I really like the fact that occasionally someone will give you the thumbs up and say, gee, that's an okay car.
I get 7 miles per gallon, and I'll be lucky on the road to get 11 miles per gallon. So that's when gas was a quarter, so people didn't worry about it too much like they do today.
The Super Sport Impalas helped Chevrolet grow from making low-priced cars with little engines into America's #1 car maker. And the 409 was a large part of that growth. Don't believe us? Well, think about it. Did anyone write a song about your favorite car?
If you grew up in that era, okay, it was wonderful music. It was great music. As we get older and we're restoring these cars, I mean, I don't know too many guys that don't have the oldies station on in their garage while they're out there working on their cars, playing the same tunes and enjoying the same feelings that I had then. So it's reaching back through time in a lot of ways.
Not every car from the muscle era lived up to its reputation. But when big was cool, the 409s were the coolest. And that's why they're so beloved today. Thanks for watching The American Muscle Car. And please remember, don't crush them, restore them.